tell you who is mine? James Acaster, hello.
It's very nice of you, Josh. the kindest welcome ever.
How are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good, but we covered that in the first 2 hours, so let's focus on you. How was, I don't know, I know you're only being polite.
Yeah, I don't really care.
How was your break?
Nice, yeah, lovely break. Went back to Kettering.
You're more associated with Kettering than a lot of comedians are associated with where they're from now, aren't you?
Yeah, I got the Weetabix. Did you see that?
Yes, I did. You got
box of Weetabix with my name on it.
Is that just so people don't nick it when you... Did you just write it on the...
No, Josh, I did not just write it on it and now I'm bringing it up. Very strange if I did that. No, the Weetabix people made me a special box of Weetabix with my name instead of Weetabix on it.
He's in it for the perks.
Yeah,
it says James Acaster.
I hope you've declared that to the HMRC.
They're not getting any of it, mate. That's all mine.
Did it contain Weetabix?
Yeah, there's Weetabix in there that I haven't eaten yet.
Yeah, that's difficult. You're never going to eat those Weetabix, are you?
I don't know. I think one day I might,
be hungry.
Have to eat them, and then what I might do is, when I've emptied the box, flatten the box out and frame it.
Don't laugh. That's a perfectly reasonable thing to do.
Tiff thought it was perfectly reasonable. Neil laughed as if to go, that is the lamest thing I've ever heard in my life. So when you eat them, will you refer to them as Acasters rather than Weetabix?
Yeah, just eating a bowl of myself.
Oh.
Disgusting.
You're not Jesus.
Disgusting. Huh?
If you went to a Catholic communion.
Body of me.
Body of me. Body of Acaster.
I did that Weetabix.
I don't know.
Make this in remembrance of me.
Still, this is my blood. It's semi-skimmed.
Bring up a bit of Acaster host. Yeah. The host. That's the little, isn't it?
Is that what? I don't know.
Wafer, yeah, it's called the...
Is it? I've never been to a Catholic.
Accepting the host? I'm making this up. I don't know. I think it is. I think it's called the host.
Continuing the breakfast theme, it would be the toast. I would hand out some toast.
Would you allow them to have sugar on you?
Yeah, they could have whatever they want on me. Chocolate bananas.
Some sugar on me.
It's all got a bit weird, hasn't it?
Yeah.
If you brought a girl back, right, and she said, I want a bowl of Acasters.
Yeah.
Before we get down to this, would you accept her having a bowl of Acasters?
Before we get down to what? Watching a film, I'd imagine, Josh. If I bring a lady back, I'm a gentleman. We're not married in this scenario, are we?
No, you're not. You're living in sin. Yeah. So you need to repent those sins by eating some Acaster.
Yeah.
You're about to sin. Do you want to eat some Acaster first? Not in that sense. Right.
It's taken a weird sexual turn early doors.
Who knew? Who knew my own personalised Weetabix would be so graphic?
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
That was Bastille Floors on XFM. Still joined? Tiffany Stevenson?
Still here.
Still here. James Acaster?
Also still here.
Yeah. Both against their will.
Present.
During that song, we were trying so hard to escape.
Neil's locked the door. Neil's been stood at the door with a bat going, stay.
I like it
heated up the handle like Home Alone on the other side.
It's like you've taken the register every time we come back in. We just have to check. You know what it's like? It's like when you hear producers on a rap track, they always have to say who's in the room at the beginning of the track in case anyone... Biggie, Puff Daddy... Dr. Dre, we're all here. Everyone's here.
I don't think Biggie and Puff Daddy were ever in the same room together, weren't they?
No, Puff Daddy produced Biggie.
They were friends.
To his record
were they?
label.
Puff Daddy did the song I'm Missing You.
I thought that was about Tupac Shakur.
No, you've got the East Coast, West Coast mixed up serious.
Oh, no.
We can't get into this. It's
I don't even know how they did the drive-bys, because it's such a long drive between the East and West Coast.
Yeah,
that's like a 2-week round trip.
Probably got the train for some of it.
If they hired a car when they got there.
Yeah, the train going. Have you remembered all your documents? We can't get the hire car. She forgot it last time.
Yeah, no one ever talks about them not getting Wi-Fi on the way to the drive-by. Getting Wi-Fi on the train.
Anyway, moving on. We're talking about holidays, though. There's two things we were talking about, James. Have you had any worst hotel kind of little features, or...?
Me and my friends stayed in loads of B&Bs once on a comedy tour.
Right, I was going to say, if it wasn't on a comedy tour...
Yeah.
I went through a patch of staying in B&Bs.
I'm not Dave Gorman doing it for a laugh. But went in one where the Wi-Fi password was, normally it's about 6 characters long or something. It was about 100 characters long, and it wasn't any rhyme or reason to it. It's a really old lady who owned the B&B and just didn't want anyone ever guessing the Wi-Fi password. So it was like just a random, like she just mashed her hand against the keys for ages, and then she had this bit of paper, and it took so long to type it in. You keep on losing your place because it's just random letters and numbers.
Because one of the things we talk about is hot friends or romance you can shake off from a holiday, and I've remembered. You can see my body language here. I've got tense thinking about it. A story from my childhood. We went on holiday, the family holiday, to Pembrokeshire. Lovely part of West Wales, and it's excellent. Do go. My brother, he didn't have he made friends with. He would have been. I reckon I was about 8, 9, so he would have been about 12. Yeah. And he made friends with a girl from Newcastle whose name escapes me. We'll call her Susan for the story. And then, but they were just friends. But there was a kind of running joke in my family that she fancied him, and it was all a bit, there was a bit of, banter. And then we got back, and they became pen pals. And then she wrote him a letter, right? Oh, I'm cringing just to think about it. To tell him how she felt, but the way she did it is she said, really quite a dramatic way of writing a letter. She said, "I've got a problem actually. I met a guy."
Yes.
Oh, this girl sounds like me at that age. I don't want to laugh too much at this.
And he's a really good guy, and we really get on, and we met, and I really think there's a connection. We went on for ages, and then the last sentence was, and his name was Henry Widdicombe. He didn't reply because he didn't know how to reply.
She replied, "What a coincidence, that's my name. Good luck with the guy."
That's heartbreaking. Oh, this poor girl.
You're not from Newcastle,
it was me. Now's the time. I've been biding my time to come on and say, look, it was such a special connection. I've had a holiday romance before from when I went to the Isle of Wight, and we went to a holiday park. Me, my mum and dad, and we pen palled. And I just think the idea of pen palling now in this crazy modern day and age is so lovely. It'd be a lot easier,
because what would happen is you'd just be friends. Neil, would you have? I mean, none of you would have sent. You said you might have sent that letter.
I maybe would, because I was quite angsty at that sort of age, and I found some of my teenage diaries, and I drew a picture of me getting off with a boy.
Oh,
and James is nodding because he's seen this.
If I'd seen this picture, I'd remember it.
I'd even drawn the items of clothing we were wearing, because I had I think I had a San Francisco 49ers.
You were wearing a San Francisco 49ers
jacket, and he was wearing a Raiders jacket because that was the fashion at the time. The details were very important, and his dog was there, which was an Alsatian, and I've drawn it, but it looks slightly like a donkey, so it looks a bit like a nativity scene.
And it's wearing an LA Lakers baseball cap.
And what I've done is
those foam fist hands on.
That's right, you snog.
Number 1, up the top.
It really was, and I'd written this really long, like I think he likes the idea of. This is when I was like 14, 15. It was just horrific, and I think he likes the idea of me more than the actual me. But you don't just get to have a part of me. You have to have all of me or nothing. Like, not just one boob, both.
Oh, God.
It was so angsty. It was so. I will show you the picture.
Okay, well, we'll go through more of them. I mean, I feel we've peaked. I mean, I feel like I've kind of expunged I think 2 of us have really dealt with an issue from our childhood. This is XFM.
Josh Widdicombe Podcast XFM.
So we now come to what was for a year James Acaster's Scrapes, but in another new twist. As a scrape master himself, we get a lot of people asking for help from James because he's been through everything.
Yes.
And so we thought it'd be nice if we made you a kind of agony aunt. In a feature we're going to call James Acaster's Moral Maze. Now we obviously didn't get to ask for this being the first week, we haven't yet got to ask for listeners. If you have any moral issues or problems in your life, just send them in email them via the website, and James will attempt to sort through them.
Absolutely.
And offer his advice.
Happy to help.
So this week, as a start, to test your mettle, I've got Dear Deirdre.
Yeah.
From The Sun, which has got her response. So,
see if I'm as good as Deirdre.
See if you're as good as Deirdre.
Absolutely, mate. Up for the challenge.
I'll give you the headline afterwards. Remind me to give the headline, because the headline was quite funny. They've written a good one. Okay, Dear Deirdre, Dear James.
Thank you. Yes, hello.
I've got a crush on David Tennant.
Josh, can you please read the letter?
Hey, lovely stuff.
Can you do it as a character as well?
I can't do voices. I'll do it as... it doesn't have a name. Right, okay, here we go. Dear James, I've got a crush on David Tennant. I can't get him out of my mind. I've tried thinking that he's ugly and a bad person, even that he's a terrorist, but I still feel the same. This is a genuine question.
That's amazing.
I'm 32 and happily married with 3 young children. Every time I see him on TV, my heart skips a beat. My husband is great, and I feel stupid about this. Sometimes it's like I can hardly breathe. David's face and his piercing eyes are in my head all the time.
What I would say is that maybe contact David Tennant.
Yeah.
Via his agent.
I think that might be the worst advice you could possibly give.
No, this is right. You have
shack up with Tennant.
I'm pretty sure this is what Deirdre's written. Okay, you can contact him via his agent. Set up a date. Have a little date. Have a little date with him, right?
Yeah.
Have a chat with him.
Should she tell her husband she's doing this?
Yeah. Absolutely. First of all, she needs to talk to her husband.
Yeah.
To sit him down and go, look, I love you, and we've built a family together, but every time I see a man on TV I've never met before, I want to leave you. She needs to get that out in the open early doors.
Yeah.
Set up the date with Tennant, see what he's really like.
Yeah.
She's probably not missing much, you know.
I met him, he's nice.
Yeah,
I've met him.
he might regenerate.
He's very charming.
Oh, he's very charming.
She's not wrong. She's not wrong to have a crush on him.
Maybe in trouble then. I mean, that could be... yeah, okay, the one flaw in the thing is that he could end up being exactly what she wants.
Yeah.
But,
you got to take those chances in life.
yeah, I'd say, or at least, like, you know, just text him. You go on a date, but, you know, do a bit of texting back and forth.
Can I offer up the fact that in any long-term relationship there is a thing that happens called a mental mini break? I'm coining that term. That if you're in a long-term relationship, just, you know, like I've been in my flat before, and I've maybe, if my boyfriend's been away, I've maybe spent a weekend in my head with James McAvoy. That might have happened. I'm never going to do anything about it.
Sports jumpers.
Yeah, like we go away. We're in a
Both in sports jumpers.
jumpers, convertible car. With, you know, some
Dressed for
mental.
lacrosse.
Obviously, you know me so well, James.
Yeah.
Shall we see what Deirdre said?
I'm pretty sure Deirdre will have actually said, grow up.
We all have our fantasies, but most of the time, they don't get in the way of our day-to-day life. If you're stressed, unhappy, or maybe just bored, then unrealistic daydream can start to take over. Think what makes your heart flutter about David Tennant, and then try translating some of this into your real life and real relationship. I mean, what if it's that he's a time traveller?
Yeah.
That or forcing her boyfriend to say everything with a Scottish accent.
Yeah. Can you go and play Richard III, please? The Royal Shakespeare Company.
There's a relevant message in this fantasy somewhere. Really? Can I end this by saying what the sub-editor has chosen as the headline? Desperate for Tennant's extra.
Yes.
So there you go. If you have a moral issue, we've already seen that James's guidance is definitely worth having.
That's very good guidance.
Yeah.
I think her one's ridiculous. That woman's not going to get anywhere like that. Mine was a definite finding an answer immediately.
A plan.
A plan of action.
See what you're not missing or what you are missing immediately.
Deal with it.
Why string out a painful divorce? Just plaster, just rip it off.
Email us through the XFM website. This is XFM.
Josh Widdicombe.
XFM. That was Pulp, Disco 2000. Now takes on a slightly bleak tone because that's 14 years ago. That felt like a futuristic song from the future at the time. Dreadful bit of a
Let's meet up in the 2000. No way, Jarvis, that's so far away.
Wow, let's meet up in 2020. They should re-release it with like a date that's just really far in the future.
Really, really far.
Yeah, really far.
Like Busted,
Just
into the year.
Year 3000.
Yeah,
Not much has changed, but they live underwater. Huge change. Biggest change ever.
I'm going to say it. Your great-great-great-great-granddaughter is not pretty fine.
Yeah.
Because she's got gills.
It's a massive age gap. We shouldn't be looking at her.
Josh Widdicombe. Podcast. XFM.
So why don't we, as a thank you for coming in, James Acaster and Tiffany Stevenson, you can plug what you want. You used to put a time limit on it, but just, within reason.
I'm going to be kicking around. Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, XFM. Me and my friend, comedian David Trent, are doing a one-off show. That's my plug.
Was it produced by Neil?
Neil produced it.
Good.
So, if you like the production of this show, you want to hear that.
Don't put him off, James.
It's a similar tone.